So sometimes it's correct to call with ace high. I had an interesting hand last night that I called the guy down with, almost doubled up, like $400, $500 pot, I think, something like that. Just calling him down with ace high. So basically, real quick, I raised in early position with ace queen off, multiple limpers. I think I made it 23, and had multiple callers, so not uncommon in these games. Flop was 7-4 deuce, 2 hearts. I think it was 2 diamonds actually, and of course with multiple people in there, I'm done. I'm out, right? So I just checked. It gets checked through. The turn was the 9 of hearts. So now we got all kinds of draws out there, and all kinds. But again, with all the number of people, you know, I'm not going to bet this. But just because I check, don't mean I'm going to check fold. So I end up checking, and the guy last to act, don't have any history with him, but he was last to act. He seemed like a guy capable of bluffing. So he ended up betting a pretty big size, and I thought for a second I only had one guy. Everyone folded except for me. I had one guy behind me in between us, and I'm thinking, well, this guy would have bet, I'm sure, if he had anything, something like a 9. It's possible that the guy that bet has a 9, but it's also very possible that he has a lot of draws too. I mean, there's a lot of straight draws, flush draws, you know, flush draws, straight draws came in on the turn, so it's very possible he could be betting a draw, and my ace high is good. And he made $60 pot sizing, something like that, maybe 50. So I thought it was worth a call. My ace high might be good. So I ended up calling. And and I unblocked, by the way, both suits. Not that that matters a whole lot, but the river came another 9. So I checked him again, and he bet really big, like close to pot. And I was thinking, well, geez, I think it's 125, 150. And I'm thinking, boy, this just don't make sense to me. I mean, yes, he could have a 9, but there's also a shit ton of draws that bricked. He was last to act, and 9 makes it less likely that a 9 came in. Not to mention the fact he checked the flop on a draw heavy board. If he had something like a set, I don't think he would have checked that. So literally, the only thing that makes any sense here whatsoever, pre-flop, again, he didn't 3-bet, he just called, so he doesn't have a big overpair. Now he could have a 9. It's easy. He could have 10-9 off, 8-9 suited, a lot of different 9s. But there's a lot less chance of a 9. There's a lot more missed draws, and he's either betting a 9 or he has nothing, a missed draw. And ace high beats a missed draw. So I thought about it a second, and I called him, and I was right. He had turned a flush draw with a straight draw, Jack 10, and missed, and I decided to bluff at it at the river. Not a real exciting hand, I guess, going back through it, thinking about it, but it's one of those calls that I was pretty happy with myself. He looked at me like I was a fish calling with ace high. But there's logic is funny. But no, it's not because I'm a fish that can't fold with ace high. It's because the whole thing didn't make sense. He either has a 9 or he has nothing. With another 9 out there, there's less of a chance of it, and there's just too many missed draws. So kind of an interesting little hand. So I remember my biggest call I ever made in a cash game was calling down with a jack high, and it was real similar to the Robbie J. Lute hand, where there was a lot of low draws out there. Like, you know, there's straight flush draws available, and so I thought jack high was good, and I called, and it was. And it was a paired board too, I remember. So, and everyone looked at me crazy, like, what are you doing calling with jack high? And that's why I kind of go back and I look at that Robbie J. Lute hand, and everyone's like, oh, it must be rigged. Oh, everything must be rigged. And no, I've made that call before because I put the guy in exactly what he had, which is what Garrett had, which was a missed straight flush draw, some low type of combo draw that missed. And if you think that's what the person has, jack high is good. So, anyway, that's it. Kind of an interesting hand. Sometimes you got to call down with ace high, king high, even jack high, depending on the circumstance and the billing and the situation, etc.